welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to finally be back in action filming these videos and getting them out for you. If you saw my last video, I've just been out because I've been just really tired and really sick, and more coming with that in my life updates video. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to release that before this one or after, but we'll see. But today I wanted to talk about my symptoms by DPO. So my days past ovulation symptoms, why I thought I was pregnant before I actually knew, and why I started testing as early as I did. So for that, it has been a while. I'm 20 weeks today, so it has been a while. I'm going to pull up my app and recall what those were, because I did record everything, just to be sure I wouldn't miss anything. I'm going to try to do this quickly. For one, my phone battery is very low. Another Anthony has Bruce out right now, but they're going to be home probably like 10-15 minutes, so I'm going to try to get this done quickly. Pull up my log. I'm way back in October. Alright, so this video is going to be completely TMI starting now, so if you don't want to hear TMI, probably time to move on to another video. But for this point, I have not had a cycle since April 18th. That was my last, it was also my miscarriage bleed. So it wasn't technically even a cycle. They sometimes classify that as different when it's a miscarriage, but it was the last time before I found out I was pregnant. So my LH peak was on May 10th, so it definitely took me a little bit longer to ovulate. And then I did not get my positive pregnancy test until the 20th, like the one I actually classified as, like, it was the clear, big fat positive BFP. So on May 11th, 1 DPO, I did not record any symptoms, but I do remember that I just felt pregnant that day. It was kind of just an inkling. This is my 4th pregnancy. If you've been following me for a while, you know I've had 2 losses. So I just felt pregnant. It was like, oh, it just was a feeling I had. But I wasn't gonna like get all excited or anything until I had actual positive proof of that. So I didn't actually record any symptoms until May 14th, which would have been 4 DPO. I recorded that I was really tired, I had severe fatigue, and I was irritable. And that makes a lot of sense. The 15th, 5 DPO, I was tired again, and I was starting to pee a lot. I had frequent urination. I was still feeling irritable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6 DPO. My appetite increased. I started to get gassy, and this was a unique symptom I've never had in any other pregnancy. I started feeling itchy all over, head to toe. I just could not, like, I wanted to scratch everything. I was so itchy from the top of my head to the bottom of my toes. I've never experienced that before, so that was crazy. And my BBT at this point had kept rising. Now I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is the 19th. So this would have been 9 DPO when I got my big fat positive. Yeah, this makes sense. I recorded a lot of symptoms on this day. It was the next day I recorded symptoms. I had boobs were sore, like really sore. I was bloated. I was eating everything. My appetite had definitely increased. I was having some mild cramping, which was probably residual due to implantation. Since I got my positive on this day, I know implantation wasn't happening on this day, but it was probably just some residual. And I was still peeing a lot. I had a lot of twinges and just like cramping in my right ovary, which makes me think that that was where this baby came from. That's the side, which makes sense because in my miscarriage, it came from my left ovary. They were able to tell me that when I got my first ultrasound, because my HCG levels were not rising very high. So, yeah. And I didn't record any other symptoms other than continuously rising BBT. My average body temperature when I'm not pregnant is somewhere between 97 something. But when I am pregnant, it's between 98 and 99, and that's just normal for me. So I was definitely maintaining over 98. So at this point, I knew I was pregnant, and I had started to get sick. Yeah, the next day I recorded any symptoms. 10, 11, 12, 13, would have been 13 DPO, so right before I would have been expecting my period, and I was tired. I was starting to break out. I had acne on all over my face. I was dizzy, nauseous. It all hit me. Like early, I felt so sick, and I continued to feel sick after that. And I think this was also about the time. I don't remember when I got COVID around. I got COVID right around the same time, but I found out I was pregnant, and so I was feeling extra sick. And even after the COVID passed and I went back to work, the feeling of being sick continued. So I have continued through the whole first trimester and even into the second. I am halfway through my second trimester right now, and there are still days when I'm getting sick. This is definitely far more nausea and vomiting than I had in my first pregnancy. And I just never was far enough along in either of my miscarriages to get any of those symptoms. But yeah, I've been very sick this pregnancy. So today is Labor Day. Today is the first day I have actually felt a decent amount of energy in a long time. And the reasons, there's a lot of reasons going into that. I have taken some actual time to rest and let myself rest. And even when I was doing that before, it still just wasn't feeling like I was getting my energy back. But today, I finally feel like I have some energy, so I'm going to take advantage of that and have some fun with the kids, do some filming, spend some time with my husband since it's Labor Day. Everyone's home, which is really nice to get some family time. Which Nina will be leaving soon. She's going to be going over to her mom's house for a little while, but yeah. More on life and just what else has been going on, but that's my days in the life symptoms, or my days in the life DPO symptoms, my days leading up to my period. So I didn't record every day, but I recorded the most intense ones, and so I was not unhappy by how intense they were or by how sick I was through the first trimester, because it was just all, to me, a good sign that this pregnancy was very viable. But before I let you go for this video, I am going to give you a bump update. I am 20 weeks exactly today, so let's go ahead and show you that. Alright, so I just need to stand up and get the camera in a position where I could easily show you what we got going on here. So this is baby right now, 20 weeks exactly. A pretty big bump. Now there are days where I look flatter than others. But today we're looking pretty big, pretty round. I have started feeling baby. That was around 18 weeks. It's not very intense right now. Nothing that can be felt on the outside yet, much to my husband and daughter's sadness. They really want to be able to feel the baby. But I do feel it. It's more than flutters now, so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, there is baby at 20 weeks. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope to see you again in the next video. It'll be coming out very shortly, and I'm so glad to be back again. Love you guys. Bye.